The Hebrew text in the Bible has hidden formats. By revealing these formats, I will prove the first writer's words were hidden from you. These formats look like poetry as I group them into small paragraphs. Their grouping will become known as a psalm, and together they become psalms. Let me show you our Creator's 12 commandments, listed in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Any father of a family or his wife who did not obey any one of these 12 commandments, our Creator demanded they bring him a sin offering. Thus, our Creator defined the word sin as not obeying any one of these 12 commandments. Next, I want to show you how I changed one word in Exodus 26, verse 26, the word bars to arches, and the words now reveal the style of the roof for our Creator's tent for meeting with Him. Let me show you the translator's words from the preface of the 1611 King James Bible. They gave 4 reasons for themselves or others to edit the Bible's words. The red arrow at the top points to their 3rd reason to edit the text. By the light and feeling we attained unto ourselves. The next red arrow down points to them giving the title, the Divine, to a clerk named Gregory. The next block of words, they point out they were happy that the first emperor of Rome established the year to the course of the sun. Behind this text means Nebuchadnezzar ordered his kingdom to follow our Creator's calendar when he stopped eating grass. Did you notice the letter S in sun is capitalized? This is to give respect to the Egyptian sun god Ra. Have you seen the Egyptian obelisk in the Vatican's front yard? The last arrow points to your reward for studying the Bible. Your reward is to have a fellowship with the saints and participation of a heavenly nature that will never fade away. There is no such thing as nature to a truthful Christian. Our Creator created everything. By their own words, they were not seeking to know our Creator or Jesus. Not everyone has the knowledge to correct every word. I have an old Bible program that has the New American Standard Bible 1977 concordance to help find a better word. Their concordance has the number of times they use that English word in a parenthesis for that Hebrew word. The translators removed his name, YHVH, to put in 2 titles, Lord and God. I replaced those titles using the letters Y and V as his name, for the Hebrew language does not have a J, O, or W. By using these 2 letters, I am closer to the truth than anyone using J, O, or W for his name. So why is there a single letter O in the Hebrew text 1,095 times? No proper English was used? The blue highlighted text is text that I am removing. The red highlighted words are little words that I'm adding. Gray italic words are words that I added. To respect and honor our Creator, all capital letters in purple are our Creator's words. This is Jesus' prophecy, for I am revealing the first writer's words to tell you the true truths about Jesus. As the text is revealed, you can taste the writer's style of wording. Their words will take your belief to... Okay, I'm going to get right into this. I'm having a lot of trouble staying online. My mic goes down, my video goes down, but anyway, I'm doing Ezra right now, and this is what's the text I'm looking for as a 4-verse format. That's what happened in chapter 1. And this is the story I've got here, and I've still got some editing marks that I need to take care of, that I have questions about yet, that I know that I went over and I will go over when I do the complete ending here. But what you're seeing here is a paragraph, and then another paragraph, and these 2 paragraphs go together. And then there's a double space to show that this repeats itself. Okay, so what we've got here is them leaving the king. Here it's Cyrus, okay, and he's got to be in Babylon, because it's Daniel who he's going to give it to. And I changed the name to Daniel because I've been doing this for 30 years. So the thing here is some things you're going to have to trust with me, because as I go through all these books, you'll see how they do connect together if we just put the proper names in at the proper time. But that's what I found. And then all of a sudden it's starting to get confusing here in this text that I'm working on right now. This is chapter 4. And I've got this far already with the text. Got maybe about a 30-minute video going, stream. Got to delete it. There was so many problems with that. And that's why I've just restarted here. But this is what I'm finding again is a 4-verse. And I've got 2 verses stuck out here, nothing to connect them to. Then I've got a 4-verse, and then I've got a 4-verse here. And now I'm trying to figure out at what time are these guys that here, let's see. It says when our enemy approached Daniel and asked him why are they restoring the house. Daniel answered them because they were sent by King Darius. Now, I know that that's true because when I did Zechariah here, this was a prophet on the land where the remnants were at. And he was told, where is it? That he's going to meet here. In our 10 and 1 years, 10th or 11th month of the 2nd year of this King Darius, which was in Babylon. Okay, he was a ruler of Babylon. That is where I know this story is as true as it can get. So now to put that here, that's why I'm putting Darius was here, because he was sent, and I just showed you by who, because you got actually counted out all the pieces in that text. So down here, this has to be the right king then for Babylon, not Persia yet. But it seems like in the days, this king had died soon after they got down there. Now, from the time that they were told to leave Babylon and go rebuild the house, it's going to take a few months for them to gather together as tribes and then come back down into the land, the Promised Land area. And that's west of the Jordan River. And then they're going to have these people come from the east side of the Jordan River. That's the enemy, where they're coming from. It doesn't tell us who the enemy is yet. They're getting to it. Right here are the 3 guys that they're going to say or come over and approach them. One of these is going to be the governor of that area that Babylon assigned to him for collecting taxes and keeping things in order. But what happened is when they sent him down, we know that you can't travel very fast, so there's a few more months. They get down into the land. They're going to disperse into their cities or their tribes' lands the best they can. And where the enemy is, they're not going to be there or leave and be with the other tribes. And the thing here is now we have them starting to rebuild, but we don't really know if it's like 6 months into the work, because they had to assign the people when they got down there who was going to come down and then, like rotate the workers to do this work. So somewhere in this line, and then how long it takes them to start building to where it bothers these people over here on the other side. There's a new king, and so they're going to try to trick this new king and to stop this our Creator's house being rebuilt. So the thing here is up here, when they questioned Daniel, they told him it was from this king and it was a decree. Okay, but now under this new king, these guys had frustrated them, come over. The dates are wrong all over the place. I'm trying to put the order of the story correctly, and I'm going to find pieces all over the place that need a lot of shuffling up later. So here what I'm trying to do is just try to find the correct order that, okay, now it's the days of Cyrus, king of Persia. And they wrote a complaint. Let me write complaint. Complaint. That might not be right. I think I got that spelled wrong. Nope. They wrote a complaint. Against and it's not the inhabitants. It's going to be our people. Oops. And we know where the argument has taken place, so we don't need a lot of this extra text at the end. This is, we know that they went to Jerusalem because that's where the house for our Creator was at. Oh, I've got to bring that screen back up. How come I don't have that? I've been really having trouble streaming lately. So if you got any complaints, I'm just going on YouTube today, trying to do 780p to see if I can go without any problems. YouTube's been knocking me off at 1080p, or like the next step down between the two of these. So I'm trying now 780p. It's a little disappointment because I was streaming at 1080p for a couple months. So now they wrote a complaint against our, okay, so now you can see that's going to be a 4-verse grouping. Okay, and what I done first of all is like what I'm showing you above my head. That's what I started with, and that's what I'm doing. So that's why it's like in a paragraph, but I had to remove some text that doesn't make any sense, or I'm explaining why I'm removing them as I go. Now this, let's see, in the days of Cyrus, king of Persia, they wrote a complaint, and now we got another king coming in play. But actually, I think this king shows up as from Egypt later in the story here. So it's that I can't use any of this because I've got it here. So get rid of that. Now it's these three guys here. And I don't know which one it is right now. So I'm going to put yellow text, yellow around them. Because wrote to, and I've got to have Cyrus back up here. Got to have Cyrus. Because this is not right. Because we know he's already the king of Persia. Don't need to this. The story, they don't double text all over the place. But the guys that have corrupted the text, they do. They double, triple the stories a lot of times. I wrote to Cyrus. So it can't be their colleagues. It's going to be one of these guys' name, and he's the governor because he has to have the importance of being able to send the letter up, and the king is going to acknowledge that's their ruler, or they're assigned a governor over this land, probably east of the Jordan River. Written in Aramaic. And translated from Arabic. That doesn't make any sense. Although I guess if I keep this verse, then I can get rid of this one. Wrote Cyrus. So this would be a comma. This is going to be a period. This is going to be a comma. And this is going to be a period. And the text of the letter was written in Aramaic. So I don't know when Aramaic was actually written. This is let's put a timeline on the text here. This is some 200 to 400 years before Jesus. And I would probably put it closer to 200 years before Jesus appears. So when you study the Aramaic language, it's not really put together or well established enough until a couple hundred years after Jesus, as far as I know. Maybe I should do a search on that before I go off, but that's what's in my mind right now. I could be wrong. Okay. Now they wrote a complaint. Now watch this. Now if I put this guy, the governor, the governor, I say he's the governor, not a commander. He's down there under the authority of Babylon. and make him the governor. Now I can get rid of these three names up here. Wrote Cyrus. Wrote to Cyrus. And the text of the letter was written in Aramaic. And I could put this as a comma, put this as a period, put this as a comma now. For, if I put the word for, and then say I'm adding it for Rome the governor, period. And I'm just going to get rid of this part of this guy's name here. Then Shaim, there's scribe. Now we know that they're already going up there. Now we're back to Babylons. Now because Babylons. Now this is okay. Wrote the letter from this guy here. Okay. Now, do I need any of this text? We already know who it's wrote from. We know it's against Jerusalem, so we don't need any of this text. Okay, don't need any of this. Rest of it. Now, see, it's saying it's from below the river, and this has got to be east of the Jordan River. This doesn't mean anything to the text, to the story, just added words. I'm trying to find the writing of what he wrote, and that's okay. Yeah, see, here it's going to be, here's the text that they wrote. Now, when I've been saying where they are from, this is where the East region, rest of the region beyond the river and now. Beyond the river and now. Okay. I think that's too confusing. This is the letter. This is the letter. Well, actually, I guess it has to be this is a copy. They wouldn't know, I guess. This is the copy. I guess I can use this word of the letter they sent. to him. We know who they sent it to. So I don't need this. We are, or I am, because it's coming from a governor. So this would have to be, damn. I am your servant from the region not beyond the river, east of the Jordan River. No, they don't need capital letters. But that's now truthful. We're finally got where these guys are from. And I'm adding that word. Now I've got finally that part figured out because I need to tell at the beginning of this story if I have to add text to say who the enemy is. Now I can say um, from the governor's east of the governor from the east of the Jordan River. Okay. Now let it be known. Don't need this. Let it be known to our king. He would have wrote it this way, not the king. The king. Not Jews. Israelis. Israelis who came not from up, came up from you. The Israelis who came don't need the word who. The Israelis it has to be coming from you. The Israelis from Babylon. Not you, but you think you're confused. My mind is going 100 different directions here trying to get the text right. So, the Israelis from Babylon. Okay. Now I've got that. That's good. Now we got to say, let it be known to the king, the Israelis from Babylon have come to us, have come to Jerusalem, are rebuilding are rebuilding the rebellious. That wouldn't be true. Evil city. But they are rebuilding the city. Okay, now that would be true. They can't do the foundation. It's made of, yeah, I don't need any of this. If that city is rebuilt, and the walls are finished, which our creator has already told us in the text that there's going to be no walls for fortification around it. So, and the walls are finished. They will not pay tribute, custom, or toll. If the city is rebuilt, I think I don't need this one here because that isn't what it said. They will not pay tribute. Whoops, period. And I don't need custom or toll. It will damage the revenue for our king. Okay. Because we are in the service of the palace. This doesn't need to be said. It could start here and say, and it is not fitting for us to see for our king to be dishonored. Therefore we have sent to inform our king. So needs that and needs this, and that's another 4 verse. Now I got that double question mark as something for me to check here. Okay. What happened was I had double spaces in the text in a couple places. And I don't know what happened is if I was working, I did a double space on the key. And now that I've got that program there right here to check everything and say that when I clicked next to this word here, I don't have anything next to it. So that's what I was checking there. So it's just like this. And it would be let a search be made, comma, in the record library. Period. Now, and you'll discover in. Now, they had clay tablets back then in Babylon. Why they did that is so somebody couldn't go in there and screw with the text. So they made them out of clay. So they weren't books, just for you to understand that. The records, anyway, were kept that way. You will discover in the tablets and learn of that city. It wasn't a rebellious city. It was a mighty capital. So it was. Learn that city. Whoops. Was on the other side of this. Was a mighty city. Remember, from Saul, after David conquered everybody around, everybody was paying tribute to them all around. So that meant, let me see if I've got a map I can show you. Oops. I got it over here. Let me bring it over here. Okay. Once this is all the area that was definitely run from David's time on, and the Philistines had been pushed out of all here since David's time. This goes all the way over to the Euphrates River, so what's known as the Chaldeans area was all paying tribute all the way down here and all here. Everybody was paying tribute to him, and Solomon collected it from that So from David's time, probably 400 years. So it was a mighty city that collected, ruled very strong. And will now, no, yeah, and again, and again, let's see. I'm going to put just damage and don't need, whoops, put a period here before I do this and do this and this. Okay, well, again, damage. What the word they use here? Um, revenue. Our king. I'm trying to make it first person here as well. I mean, they're in Providence, so that doesn't make sense now. I guess if it's called the Providence over, because Babylon had providences, so however they divided east of the river as a providence, and then west of the river a providence. Okay, because I got to see that this is going to be something separate here. I'm trying to look at words to where am I going to find the text going here. Right now, I'm trying to see here the province. It's only one, you know, from there. Was a mighty city, and again damage our king's revenue by, that's the word I'm looking for, by their providence revolting. Period. Okay. For in the past days, no, for in the past years, let's get the story right. It's been 40 years since at least that this has gone on. So, 40 years. Not laid waste, although it was burnt and destroyed, but it was captured, is the correct word. Well, then I don't see any more of that story. So if it's a 4-verse, I've got to add 2 more verses because that is part of the letter that's missing here. And they're just telling them what happened, that they took the captives from there. Nebuchadnezzar, I say, was captured by Nebuchadnezzar. Captured and by Nebuchadnezzar something. I'm trying to figure out what words I could put there, but I'm not going to do that right now. We informed the king that see, this is, they just said that, just a repeating of the text above, so that's, can get rid of that. Then the king sent an answer to this guy. Okay. Then let's see, which king do I have here? Cyrus? Yes, Cyrus. Cyrus. Who's ever writing this would still say our king. Our king sent. Is not just an and answer, his answer. Oops. His answer to, this guy is the governor who live in Samaria now. And this is not necessary. It has to be, they sent a letter to him. We know that he's on the east side of the river. So I don't need this in there. We got to find his letter here. Yeah, I'm going to just say, don't need this. It's not the document, it was a complaint. So let's keep it as a complaint. The complaint your complaint. Your complaint you sent to us. No, sent to me. Me has been translated and read to me. You know, that's a 4-verse. Now, I don't think I need this, because a king would not need like a decree to tell a guy to go search the archives to check your story. And a search, this all means was, has been, the same thing as the word as was made and discovered that city it raised up against the kings. They didn't, I mean, when Babylon come down, they didn't even put up a fight. There was just too many of them. Our Creator, that's how our Creator did it. Go read Jeremiah and just put in the search word Nebuchadnezzar and read the chapters with Nebuchadnezzar, and you'll see their commanders were hiding inside the fortified city of Jerusalem, and they all fled when the walls were coming down, because they come around and they besieged the city. So a search was made and discovered that city. And they didn't rebel. They were just battled and lost. So none of this can be revolted had been perpetrated in it. That mighty, get rid of this. I just need to read down a little bit farther. That mighty kings have ruled in Jerusalem. Now that's the truth. And governed I was saying they paid tribute. So, and governed all around them. How do I do this? All around its river. Because I can't use this. This is not there. Governed all around it can't be river, but it's got to be, the truth to be said here is going to be their land. Now that's true. And I was telling you before, yes, when I showed you this, and I was telling you about how they were, because this is known as the Egyptian River. Long ago, that's where the borderline was for Egypt. But now it kind of goes over a little bit farther, that David would have had everybody paying, and all the way up to the Euphrates River, all the way over to I can't think of what the name of that sea is. Indian Ocean, Indian something. But the thing here is all that area. Well, here, let me show you. Um, all this land here is what talking about. From here and all the way down, and probably halfway through the Sinai here, because it's pretty much a desert in here. So it's ever livable from here all the way over to here. This is the desert that's still like 125 in the daylight. It is, I think it is the hottest desert on earth. So this is everybody that I've been saying that they controlled. You get the idea. I was going to blow up the map, but you get the idea. It was a large area. And I guess I don't need this. And tribute. I don't think they need. I don't think they did that. And trib and tolls were collected and paid to them. You just have to put your sandals on and kind of think that's what life was like back then. So, okay, now that's another 3-verse format or a 4-verse format. Let me save that. So I'm trying to think, how would I divide this? Make these men can be summed up to the words them. Make them stop. Oh, I got rid of the word may here. Okay. But if it's a decree, it's not may. So that's probably why I got rid of it. They're very definitive of what they were saying here. Now, I issue this decree, and until I issue this decree by me, don't need that. So that is not rebuilt. Okay. That would be the end. Now issue my, oops, not issue, but it's going to be now inform. So let me see here in the text if its issue is inform, appoint, laid, made, make, attention, issue. Now make, now give my, okay, that sounds better. Now give them, now give them, no, I don't need the word them here. I need to add my decree to the Israelis, and that to make them stop the blue, this fuchsia colored word that's italic. I should have mentioned it up here. These are words added in the 1977 concordance or Bible, and so I put them all in fuchsia, so you know about this 8,000 words that they added in 77. I'll give my decree to the Israelis to make them stop, so that city is not rebuilt. Okay, I like that. Close enough. And I don't think he's going to be worried about it. He's just going to say, hey, give them my orders out. And then if they keep doing it, you can send me back. So this doesn't need to be said. This is not going to be this full letter. I'm going to say after it was, because I'm thinking it had to be translated back, but I'm not sure about that. After it was read, I guess before, yeah, I'm going to have to put this before this guy. It's a bad guy, so we got to make sure that that letter isn't there. Goes like that. They went in haste. And stop them It stopped him by force. His decree. They had his letter in their hand. So they would have just said, this is the decree. Not by, but with his degree. Okay, now that's looking pretty good. Okay, then the work. Oh, let me show you here what I was doing. When they have two words and it's important enough that Strong felt it was necessary to put in here, and that means 57, the words then, where he felt was important to say for the rest of the text to follow. That because a lot of people will tell you these other little words here are added words like ifs, ands, those, stuff like that. So the thing here is here at this time he thought it was important enough to make that text mean what it says. Then our work. And this is another title, Hebrew title for the word God. If I highlight it here, you can see that it's used all the time for gods, which is really strange for anything like that. But so you can see it's not needed here. Then our work in Jerusalem. I'm going to go down here and use the word stopped. Now, this was the king that sent them, and we already have Cyrus. Not until it stopped when? It stopped in the second year. This is to Cyrus, right? Wow, I gotta go all the way back here to find Cyrus? I guess so. I guess I kind of figured that everybody knew who we were talking about. So now if I bring his name down here, now we have that it was, like I said, he was probably just new king because this guy, this Denarius sent him there. Then he died shortly after, like probably a year. And then it took some time that this was going on. So it's second year of the reign for Cyrus. And now we have the actual text that I can say, now let me clean this up and see how it goes. Because this should be exciting, because this is the best part of my day. Because I did a lot of editing. I guess I should have broke it down a little bit better or more often during the video. Sorry about that. I got carried away because some of the editing I'd done before in different, I'm just struggling trying to get streaming going here. I had it going real good for a couple months, and now it seems that there's so many. Did I pass it? Yeah, 7, 8, 1, 2, okay, to here. Getting rid of a lot of stuff here. So, gonna take me a second here. So you can read them while I'm editing or cleaning up. I think that has a space there. No, not sure if I've got this all right here or not. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be good here. Let me bring it open a little bit more so you can read that, have something to do while I'm trying to do all my quick editing here. Cleanup of my editing. These have to be italic. I just put them in the wrong color. Just like this one here. How come it went? Oh, still getting used to all the buttons here. But you can definitely see the format. It did come out again really nicely. Well, if I'm adding that, I better just add that word as well. And say I added that whole verse. Now, out of everything that they had, it's cleaned up really nice, and it's not like you have to double read it anymore. It's pretty plain to see what was actually closer to the truth than what they had wrote over all these years. So, like that. Now let me save this. There was a lot out of this chapter, which surprises me. Let me go back up here and get what chapter I was on for. Okay, I can see there's quite a bit of delay going on now with YouTube, or at least from what I can see on my screen. I don't know. But it comes down to when our enemy heard our tribes have returned and are rebuilding the house for Yvie, they approached Daniel and asked, "Why are you restoring it?" And Daniel said to them, "We are rebuilding his house." Well, this text doesn't need there. Told them, "Why are you restoring?" Don't need this verse. It has to be by our king's decree. And then none of this is needed. Okay. Yeah, that would be good. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 is, this has to be a separate, another group down here. Then our people were discouraged by by them frightening us from rebuilding, for they hired raiders to frustrate us. I'm going to have to put the words month here. Months. Frustrate us for months. In the days for Cyrus, king of Persia. Then, in the days for Cyrus, king of Persia, they wrote a complaint against our people. Well, this will mean there's two spaces here. I'm going to have to add the word this. I know it's rod right now, but I can't think of a better word to be putting in here. This was wrote to Cyrus, and the text of the letter was written. This is the word from. Written in Aramaic from governor. This is the copy of the letter they sent to him. I am your servant from the region east of the Jordan River. Let it be known to our king, the Israelis from Babylon. I'm pretty sure I added that word. How come I don't have that in gray? I got to go back up here and look. Oh, it was Jews translated to Israelis. Okay, I needed to make sure of that because I think I added it. Here. These would be good guys right now from Babylon have come to Jerusalem and are rebuilding the city. Their city. If that city is rebuilt, they do not pay tribute or toll. And it will damage the revenue for our king. It is not fitting for us, for our king to be dishonored. ED is needed. Therefore we have sent to inform our king. to inform our king, let the search be made in the record library, and you will discover in the tablets and learn of that city. It was a mighty city, and again and again it will damage our king's revenue by their province revolting. For in the past years that city was captured. Then it's got to be 2 of these. Oh, there's 2. Our king sent his answer to Reum. Your complaint you sent to me has been translated and read to me. And a search was made and discovered that city had mighty kings ruling. Ruling in Jerusalem, double space, and govern all around their land, and tribute and toll were collected and paid to them. Now give my decree to the Israelis to make them stop, so that the city will not be rebuilt. After it was read before, notice how this is just breaking perfectly here. They went in haste and stopped them as decree. Then our work stopped in Jerusalem. Then our work in Jerusalem stopped in the 2nd year of the reign for. That's really good. Now the date and times might need to be changed, but that is really good. That is really good. So how come I'm getting warnings from I tell you, I get more warnings. I can't do the bit rate any lower. So I'm already streaming at only 720. Hey, how am I doing? No drop frames today. Wow, that's something. For an hour and a half. Hey, I might have found it. Now I just got to try to stream at 2 places at once. But I finally might have found the magic here. Not magic. There's no such thing as magic. But the thing here is that's good text right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to add it to the text I already got here. And that will continue Ezra. We're getting a lot of information, truthful information about how and when and the problems they had of coming back. And right now we have 2 of the prophets. So the thing there is that's good news. So let me get back to here. Now that took a lot of work, a lot of time, but I'm liking this. Okay. Oh, now we're going to get the prophets here. When the prophet, okay, now we're picking up Haggai. this, I've already done his text. Okay, Haggai is a prophet. Oh, man. Oh, I've got to go get the text and fix it. But that was really good for tonight. I got what happened was when I'm editing the text and cleaning up like this, that macro is killing everything else I got down farther. So I've got to go and pull up this text that's missing here because I know it's going to be some other guy's name here. The word was, this is what I had lined up for you. And the name of the God of Israel who was over them, they literally wrote that. They literally have that in the text. Who was over them. I mean, like, he doesn't exist anymore. He was. God don't live forever. Oh, man. And then there must have been another one. Yeah. But the eye, he's only got one eye. Okay. So there was some words that were starting to come up here. Oh, and then they wrote them down, and then they might write their name. There was just some things that when I was doing these that it was just strange to see different words pop up. So let me see if I can do this real quick. Um, um, well, that bothers me. That really bothers me. I thought I had made a copy of everything here. I should have copies of Ezra, and I don't. I back up so much all the time. It's not funny. And I can see, where are they? What the heck? Did I throw them out? No, that's not right. Okay, I'm gonna end it for today, but I gotta fill that text in before I continue. But at least my video isn't cutting out on me. My microphone is working again. I had a really rough day today trying to do all this. So, but if you're really interested in watching history of cleaning up the text and to prove that there are first writer formats like this in a lot of the Hebrew books that can be sewn together and proven that there is corruption in the text, please follow along, and I'll take your belief to a trust. Have a great day.